Persistence is an essential factor to achieve riches, wealth, success, and anything that you wish to acquire, anything for which you are ready to work, anything that is a burning desire in you. But persistence is something that people don't follow. Somewhere down the line, as soon as they begin to work towards their goal, they lose persistence. It could be on the first phase of defeat or any other hurdle or obstacle that may have come may stop them from being persistent. And reasons and excuses are given for not being persistent. But actually, if we realize that if we carry on despite all opposition until the goal is attained, we are going to be successful and definitely successful in whatever our ambition is. So, persistence is one of the principles that leads to anybody's goal, plans, and happiness. It all depends on the intensity of one's desire as to how persistent a person may be. Whatever is the strength of your desire, however deep and wanted it is accordingly that you are going to be persistent. Poverty is attracted to only those who have a mind which is favorable to poverty. And when I say this, favorable to poverty, I would like to quote Napoleon Hill over here. When Napoleon Hill says, poverty consciousness will voluntarily seize the mind that is not occupied with money consciousness. Therefore, if your mind is not money conscious, it is going to be seized by poverty. Poverty is going to envelop it. But with persistence, you will win. Persistence is the willpower to go on and on and on and finally manage to get what you want. And then, when you're very close to it, with one supreme effort, you will regain whatever you wanted. You will gain whatever you wanted. With persistence will come success. This is something that is very, very important. Without persistence, nothing is possible. And there is no substitute to persistence. We need to understand that we cannot substitute persistence with anything. Those who have cultivated the habit of persistence enjoy an insurance against failure. They enjoy a failure free life because if they know that they will attain, get, acquire whatever they want, they will go on. Therefore, people, it is very important to be persistent. Every failure brings with it the seed of an advantage because you are more experienced. You are more experienced. Even Edison, before he made the first bulb, had failed so many times, but finally he was successful. And a very good example of the power of persistence is shown in all the people who go to Hollywood or Bollywood in India to seek fame, fortune, power, love, or whatever that is important for human beings and which is called success. And many a times they see failure initially, but later there are so many examples who have become the rulers of this industry. Another example that I can quote over here is Bruce Lee. I'm sure everybody's heard of Bruce Lee. So, Bruce Lee was the actor who made a conscious effort to become good at the Asian martial arts, that is Kung Fu, with his persistence. And then he wanted to reach the movie stardom. But somewhere, the role that he was wanting to get was given to somebody else. And he thought of returning, disillusioned. He was ready to give up acting and go back to teaching Kung Fu. When the members of the Asian community heard of this, he was bombarded with lots of letters. Soon the word spread. But then Bruce Lee took a decision and he came back to movies. And he built a wonderful reputation that we all remember him till now. And mind you, he died at the age of only 32 due to cerebral hemorrhage. And by the age of 32, he had acquired so much of fame that we remember him till now. And all I can say is that was because of persistence. So, persistence, people, is a state of mind that can be cultivated. Like any state of mind that can be cultivated, even persistence can be. And what are the basic causes that we should be looking at to cultivate this? One, you should be having a definiteness of purpose. What you want to do, what you want to attain is very important. What is your desire? Is it very easy to acquire, or it requires persistence? Are you self reliant? Do you have the belief in your ability to carry on and to achieve what you want? What is your plan? Have you made any definite plan? Do you have any organized plan? Next, do you have accurate knowledge? So, whatever you're getting into, you must have the knowledge of it. It is very important that you do not guess, you know. Next, we look for cooperation. In this world, we need to have the cooperation of the people around us to develop. Second last, we must have willpower. The want of doing it, the willpower of doing it, the want of concentrating the thoughts and building plans and achieving what you want. And the last, but not the least, is habit. So persistence is almost a result of a habit. So anything that the mind absorbs becomes a part of our daily experience, and we need to see that we make it a habit. But there are many people in this world who lack persistence. And if you want to judge yourself, if you want to understand yourself, that if you are persistent or not, if you lack persistence or you have persistence, look at these points in you. Do you know what you want? Are you a procrastinator? Do you delay things? Do you keep postponing things? Do you lack interest? Do you have the specialized knowledge? Are you indecisive? Are you just self satisfied with whatever you have and you're not wanting anything more? Are you indifferent towards your position at the moment and you don't want to improve it? Do you blame others for your mistakes and not take the responsibility? Is your desire too weak? And the moment you see defeat, do you quit? Do you run away? And since we talk of desire, do you have organized plans? Do you see opportunity and grab it and use it? Do you just sit and wish and do not will to do anything? Do you compromise with poverty and just want to stay like that because you don't want to work further? Do you fear criticism? Oh, well, this is one thing that many people fear. Criticism from relatives, friends, people known. How will they react? What will they say? So there are many, many people who, fear criticism. But we should not be doing that because that's one of the hindrance in our success. And criticism is something that can hold us back. If we look back in our life, we sit down and ponder, we are going to realize that there were times that we didn't take steps that we wanted to just because we thought that we will be criticized. And if you sit down and think maybe that step was better, If you would have taken that road, it would have been better and it would have made all the difference. So, whenever you get an idea, nurture it, cultivate it, plan, take action, and be persistent. Do not fear criticism. If Andrew Carnegie, Bruce Lee, Napoleon Hill, Bill Gates, or anybody for that matter would have cared about criticism, we wouldn't have had books, movies, Microsoft, and all such companies, organizations, or things that we have. But how do we develop persistence then? I'm sure there must be ways to do it. Yes, there are. Let's look at them. So, developing persistence needs that you first have a purpose. What are you actually going to be persistent for? What is your burning desire? Then, think of a definite plan, which is continuous and will lead to your desire. Then, stay away from negativity, negative people, thoughts, friends, acquaintances, influences. Be open. Have friends who are going to encourage you, who are going to be a kind of a mastermind for you, who are going to help you attain what you want. And there you will go towards your goal. And these are only following these steps will give you the head start to move towards your goal with persistence always and every time. Thank you.